Test, 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 test. Test, and test, test. Will, can you hear okay? Okay, that's okay. But you can hear okay? Okay, good deal.
If we just like over here, so like it's kind of picking up in the same direction.
Okay. Do you want me to test again? Sorry guys, we're testing. Do you want to listen to it? See, oh, you've got it in your ear, I forgot. Good?
That sounds good. Perfect.
Okay. Now we'll just wait for that to show up. Hey all, we just want to thank you all for being here to watch our peers get the Consumers Award. We're really proud of our public protection folks, so we appreciate all the work that you guys do. Real quick, I want to introduce you to the Executive Director of Consumers Research, which is the nation's oldest consumer protection organization. After taking the helm in 2020, Will Hild shifted focus to fight against ESG and woke capitalism. He led Consumers Research as it launched the innovative Consumers First campaign, a multi-million-dollar ongoing campaign calling out woke corporations for betraying their customers and educating consumers on the dangers of ESG. He works to educate leaders across the United States on the dangers of ESG and the threat they pose to consumers. And his efforts have been highlighted in every major publication across the country. He received his JD from Georgetown Law Center. And in Kansas, just for your all's edification, he's kind of a brilliant thought leader. He kind of sparked the ESG movement, which in 2023 in Kansas, he lit the spark that led to the fire that changed the law so that our CAPERS money goes directly to organizations who are only benefiting that money based on return on investment and not on any ideological policies. So as state employees, we owe Will Hild and his organization a debt of gratitude for making sure our investments do what they're supposed to do, and we have it available for us in the future. So it's my pleasure to introduce Consumer Research's Will Hild, the Executive Director. Thank you, Will.
Well, thank you so much for that warm welcome. I'm so honored and excited to be here today to give this Consumers Champion Award to Attorney General Kobach. As was just noted, Consumers Research is the nation's oldest consumer protection organization. We were founded in 1929. So as you can tell, I am aging wonderfully. But I actually came on about 5 years ago with a focus on helping defend consumer protection, be that neighborhood watch that points at and helps bring attention to issues where consumers are being harmed, and then help people like Attorney General Kobach have the knowledge to take the courage and leadership that he has taken to push back. And so we're here to present him this award. It's an award we give out about once a year to people who've had the most courage and leadership in the consumer protection space, and we believe that there's no better recipient for that award this year than Attorney General Kobach in the great state of Kansas, the work he does in the great state and for the great state of Kansas. But I would also like to note that you will notice there's two shields, and you're going, why are there two people getting awards here? And the answer is sort of yes, which is we always, when we give this award, provide it to the elected official who has taken leadership and shown courage in protecting and done a lot of work protecting consumer interests, as we believe Attorney General Kobach has done. But we also know that that vision and that leadership and that courage would not go anywhere if he wasn't supported by competent, hardworking, also courageous staff who make that vision a reality. And so the second shield is for the consumer protection staff here at the Attorney General's office. And I would just note some of the incredible things that your office has done here. In addition to, of course, the landmark case against the asset managers, BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, for colluding in the United States coal market, reducing production by intending to reduce production, thereby raising costs for coal consumers, energy consumers, by helping take the lead in putting an end to that collusive activity. He is defending every Kansan's pocketbook and rights in the state, but also it's not just limited to that, taking on the company Pfizer for misrepresentations of the COVID vaccine, suing TikTok for not safeguarding children and the content that children are getting when they use the app. This is not a sleepy Attorney General's office. I can tell you that I travel across the country, and there's a lot of AGs that are just clocking in and clocking out. That is not the case with the one that you have here in Attorney General Kobach, and he's a credit to your state and a credit to your citizens. And so I'm excited today to present that to Attorney General Kobach and to his office.
Thanks, Will. All right, thank you very much. Well, thank you, Will. I had no idea that this was actually a real shield. It's got a handle and a strap. So apparently I'm supposed to use this, and it's real metal too. So what you guys do in consumer protection with yours is up to you. I won't ask any questions. Wow. I just gotta find someone who gives a sword award, and then I'll be all set for the Renaissance Festival. That's gonna be pretty awesome. Anyway, so this, I'm getting one of these, but really the credit goes to the Consumer Protection Division and more broadly all of public protection. You guys have made my life really easy in terms of bringing all this litigation, managing it, winning. It's awesome. I'm really excited about getting this award from Consumers Research. It is a very, almost 100-year-old organization. When I became Attorney General, I normally thought of public protection as, in my mind, before I entered this office, I thought of the cigarette litigation of the 1990s, and then I thought of the, very specific, smaller cases where you have a company that, defrauds 100 or 1,000 Kansans that are, sort of things that come in over the transom that we're playing defense or going on offense in the cigarette case. And boy, did I realize how much more consumer protection can do than that, which is very important. Indeed, that, so many Kansans are defrauded and so many Kansans are ripped off by, basically corporations that they see an opportunity to take advantage or to misrepresent. But then, realizing that our Consumer Protection Division has the ability to do things the scale of the cigarette litigation whether in conjunction with other states or on our own, like we did with Pfizer, and that case is going very well. And in my view, if Kansans were deceived, they were deceived. And if the company knew something that is the opposite of what they were telling people, let's go. Let's protect Kansans. And consumers research, of course, as Will alluded, has focused on a different, something that I hope is waning now, but started really in the last 10 years, where you had some corporations kind of using an ideological agenda to do what they want to do, but they would also advertise. So in the case of the BlackRock litigation, they were advertising that the investments were being made with return on investment as the primary driver of what assets that these what the assets would be invested in. And of course they weren't. They were putting other considerations above it, and so that's a misrepresentation to the consumer. And you see that down the line, and then of course with the ESG bill that our office helped draft, and then of course the legislature passed, same thing. It's great. We have this amazing huge account of state funds that are basically our retirement, and these CAPERS funds were being invested not in the in the investments that yield the highest return. They were being invested in, well, some of them were still being, but others were being invested in things driven by organizations like BlackRock that were not returning as much, but were producing some sort of ideological benefit. And my view is, I don't care what your ideology is. You don't have to invest in things that match my ideology. I don't want to invest in things that match yours. Just let's all agree to make the most money we can for our retirement. And so that consumers research helped push that across the line too. He will mention some of these cases. Those were great ones and remain great cases, and public protection is doing an amazing job as that litigation moves forward. The Macquarie Energy case, we shouldn't forget that one, when Kansans were ripped off during Winter Storm Uri. Trying to think of, then you've got all the cases involving misrepresentation, including fairly one-off cases where consumer protection has had a conversation over the phone with. I still remember the case Jake is familiar with. Speaking over the phone with an elderly lady about to give away a six-figure life savings to a scammer and talking her off the ledge. Or of course we had our recent win where we had where consumer protection recovered $36,000 in assets that was in a Bitcoin account. Again, it's just one person that we helped in that case. It's not a giant thing where we're suing an opioid manufacturer, but we're helping one person in a really meaningful way. And I just think this is awesome. It's the job of our office is to protect Kansans and protect their liberties, but we also protect their pocketbooks. And consumer protection really, and public protection more broadly, leads the charge in that part of the agency. And so I'm delighted that you guys earned this award for the office. So I'm glad that there are two of them, because I don't really deserve mine, but public protection deserves theirs. And so I thank you, Will, for your organization, Consumers Research, being such a good ally and recognizing these things. And we are not the first state to get this. I think we're like the fourth or fifth state to get this. But, hey, Kansas is up there with the leaders in consumer protection. So very pleased about that. We're the only one getting it this year, so that's also a great mark that we've been doing particularly well in the past year or two. So I would like us to get a photo with everybody who's in public protection to come on up and stand here on the stage, and we'll get a photo of the whole group. We got to go. Oh yeah, got to come up this way. Thank you. All right. Good. Good. Well done. Squeeze everybody in.